Credit with only the best brands like Heat & Glow, Quadrifier, Harman, and Vermont Castings. Come to your local showroom in Newville or Camp Hill and discover your options today. AES Hearth and Patio, creating warm memories through every season.
AES Hearth and Patio, imagine comfort.
As the year draws to a close, CWP wants to thank our customers, community, and staff for a remarkable year.
To our loyal customers, your trust keeps us rolling every day. To our exceptional staff, your teamwork is the driving force behind our achievements. To our community, including our customers, staff, and family, we wish you all the best.
May the coming year be filled with success, happiness, and shared moments.
From all of us here at CWP, happy Thanksgiving.
At Younger Motor Cars, you always know you're getting a good deal. Because when you buy from Younger Mitsubishi, you get double the factory warranty on every new Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Now 20 years, 200,000 miles. Double the miles, double the time. And with Younger Express purchase, you have access to a stress-free, convenient way to shop. Value your trade and finance online. Start shopping now at YoungerMitsubishi.com. Younger, the name you can trust.
800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie, and it is all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice, voted Best of the Tri-State 2024. I think what's really on everybody's mind for the next few days here, on top of Thanksgiving, obviously, which is only 8 days away, the rain. Yeah. But we needed it so badly.
We do need it, and hopefully we continue to get it, because as you'll find in one of our news stories coming up in just a couple minutes, there's a lot of restrictions that could be going into effect.
Like watering yards or...
Yeah, and hopefully the rain that we're getting will alleviate that, assuage those concerns, and then we can just move on into the cold November rain.
We're going to see some rain today, high 61, rain again tonight, low 36, rain again tomorrow, high 46. I'm fine with it. I would just really appreciate Saturday morning for the Greencastle Christmas Parade.
Oof, yeah.
If we didn't see rain, but you're going to be so upset with me. You know what I did see in the forecast?
What's that?
60% chance on Friday.
Snow.
I saw snowflake in the forecast. But it was rain, snow, but it might be that slushy. I don't like that
Did you look at Saturdays?
No, because did I look at Saturdays? I don't remember.
Well, just so everyone knows, we are going to be live streaming on the 92.1 The Goat YouTube channel, just like you're seeing right now. We're going to be live streaming the Greencastle Christmas Parade, and we may also be live streaming the Waynesboro Christmas Parade for anyone who might miss that. So we're going to be hosting the Greencastle Parade, so you'll hear our voices again, much to the chagrin of some.
And then I will be downtown in Greencastle Friday for the Christmas tree lighting, so I might be caught in that rain and snow on Friday night, which I can handle. Just Saturday. Last year, remember how beautiful it was? It was so warm, and it was such a beautiful day.
Okay, here's the thing.
Warm, like 60.
There has to be, to me, so there are certain days that need to be the perfect day for them to feel like that day.
I 100% agree.
So I don't want parade day to be
warm,
10 degrees. Mm-hmm. I also don't want it to be 60. Like 45, 45, fine. Perfect parade day. But, that's about as cold as I want it to get. But without the rain. Maybe a little flurry of snow, fine. Been there, done that.
That's cute.
But, and the same thing for Christmas Day. There was a few years in a row, I think, where Christmas Day was either rainy, not overly cold, or I remember the one year, it's been since Mary and I got together, so it's been within the last 7 years or so, where it was almost 70 degrees.
Yep, that was not that long ago.
And sunny on Christmas Day. It doesn't feel like Christmas.
I agree with that. It's kind of like going on a hayride or a pumpkin patch when it's 75, 80 degrees outside. It just doesn't fit. So I do agree with you there. There are a couple birthdays to announce today. Dirk Bentley is 49, and Dirk Bentley is somebody that Tiny and I both really love. Our sister station, WAYZ, we co-host the afternoon show on that as well. And we had Dirk's here in Chambersburg, and he's a fan. He's like a A fan
local
favorite. Yeah, absolutely. Also, President Joe Biden is 82 today. It was 55 years ago in 69 that Alcatraz Island was seized by Native Americans. They were trying to reclaim the unused land for an Indian school and were able to retain possession of it for 19 months. The prison had shut down in 1963. Is that a place you'd ever want to visit?
Absolutely. I've loved the movies of Alcatraz. There was two. One was with Clint Eastwood. I thought that was great. And then there's one that for the longest time I didn't know was a made-for-TV movie. It's called Alcatraz, The Whole Shocking Story. And it is, I think it is better than the Clint Eastwood movie, and I think that one's great as well.
How old is that Clint Eastwood movie?
That was in the 70s.
I was going to say 80s, but I felt like it was older than that.
Oh, I love that so much.
42 years ago, Drew Barrymore became the youngest host of SNL at age 7. Obviously, much.
E.T. Phone Home.
Yep, exactly. Did you ever watch her talk show?
Is it still on?
It is, and I actually find her to be pretty entertaining.
I haven't. No, I typically tend to watch, like, Let's Talk Tri-State. Just saying.
It was 40 years ago in 1984, the 50 billionth McDonald's hamburger was made. So I'm wondering what number we are at now.
What year was that?
That was in 84.
Well, now they've started just doing billions and billions served.
Is that what it says now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's been a while since I've had one. It was 40 years ago, and I have a quick story about this. In 1984, that the SETI Institute was founded. They do research on, do you know what SETI stands for? Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And you know how I know that?
How do you know that?
My cousin Susan is a private investigator, and she was sent to do a job. I believe there are 2 SETI sites in the world. One is in West Virginia, and one is out in the Midwest somewhere. She was sent to do a job, and as soon as she drove into the town, everything stopped working. Her radio stopped working. She noticed that you could just feel like the town was eerie. Something was off, and she went to her hotel.
It's the quiet zone in West Virginia. Yeah.
She went to her hotel. There was no TV. There was no microwave. Nothing. And she didn't have any cell phone service. And she asked the front desk, what is going on here? And he explained that it was a SETI site. And when she told me that story, immediately I thought, how is this not a horror movie premise? How is this not somehow created into some type of horror movie?
Well, I know that they are in, and I don't know whether it is Green Mountain or it's Grove Mountain, but anyway, down in West Virginia in that area, there is and it actually encompasses Harrisonburg, Virginia as well, part of that. And it is called the Quiet Zone, and it is the most notable one. And they have the world's largest telescope there.
Is it on the SETI site, the telescope?
Well, so I don't know if it's, I'm not quite sure. It's got to be, they have to be connected in some way. There's just no doubt about that. But the telescope is, primarily, I mean, of course, if they come across, extraterrestrial life, I'm sure it would happen there. But, I watched an interview with a guy who's been like the longest standing lead scientist there. And they just sit and listen all day.
Just imagine that you don't know you're going there and you drive into the town, your radio goes dead, your phone goes dead.
I'd love it.
I know you would. It would scare me so badly. That would, and especially if you didn't know. And all of a sudden everything's.
Yeah.
I thought that was a wild story.
Yeah, I just recently watched I won't call it a documentary, but these guys on YouTube who they go around and explore different sites. Not really ever looking for extraterrestrial. They're just different interesting places. And that was one of them. It was the Quiet Zone in West Virginia. And the trip that they went on, all things considered, was absolutely amazing. They went into this without any plan. They heard about this area and they saw and you can see it on a map. It's not, hard to see. And they knew the satellite was there. So they just drove in. They wound up meeting this young lady who lives there, who just moved back because she missed the quiet and not having. And she's young. She was, I think, just out of college. She was very young, but she was an aspiring singer. So she winds up taking them on a tour, and she worked for the hotel where they were staying at the inn. And the boss let her go. She takes them on this great tour of all these different places, and winds up sampling her. It's like West Virginia mountain singing. Her voice is just so unique. It's a sound unlike anything I'd ever heard before. Then she winds up taking them to the site of the telescope, which is beautiful in its own right because it is pastures and farmland, and then just right in the middle, this massive satellite sits in the middle. But they show up there, and you can go there. You can walk in the lobby. You can't have video equipment or anything like that. And they wind up when they're leaving, because they're like, sorry, you can't film here. They're very nice about it. They go and leave, and they pull up. They're pulling out of the parking lot, and they see this guy who's standing in his car. He's probably maybe in his 70s, and they don't know who he is. They just started talking to him. Here, he's been the lead scientist there for, decades. Right? He's one of the very first. So many discoveries this guy's made that came to light in this video that I never would have even thought of. Like he has something named for him in space that is, it's a pocket of space. And they found that it is the clearest place that you can listen, the clearest for all things in space. And it's named for him. So like, what are the odds that they would do all of this, that they would wind up, this is what they're going there to see, and they get the head guy. And he has him come in his office the next day, and he went to their house. All that to say that this quiet zone, I'll find the link and up. It is worth a watch.
Well, I don't even think you have to because you just told us the entire.
I did pretty much give it all away. Yeah,
show.
Exactly.
Well, I was going to talk about the fact that it is National Pay Back Your Parents Day, and there were some different activities that you could do, but we can just maybe gloss over that.
No, I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, you could pay for your parents' groceries today.
That would be easy for me to do for my mother because she's like a bird.
Remember when you were back in college and you were living off of financial aid and your parents let you use their credit card for that pizza on Friday night?
Or go home and raid their closet. Raid the cupboards.
You can gift your parents with some money, cash or check. I will not be doing that. But I will say a great big thanks to my mom for...
Did she do that? Did she...
She paid for a lot of my food when I was in college. Okay. And I was linked to her credit card, which did become a dangerous thing. That was before I knew how credit cards operated and interest. And
can you imagine if DoorDash had existed when you were in college, the bill that your mom would have racked up? I can't even fathom that because I know how you were for DoorDash like a while back here.
I've calmed down on it, but yeah, that would have been bad. I just remember back when I was in college, York College, and we would go to Yorktown Pizza on Jackson Street where I lived. It was a block away. I mean, you would see multiple transactions from Yorktown Pizza on the weekends. Sure. It was pretty bad.
I bet college towns are massive money for DoorDash drivers.
Now they are, absolutely, no doubt. Because what are they doing? Drinking and eating. So
that's
college
it,
kids too, yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and put a pause here and take a look at the good word of the day.
Hi, this is Tim Beitzel. I'm the lead pastor at First Assembly of God in Shippensburg, PA. You can visit us online at www.agshp.org. Today I want to come again out of the book of Matthew in chapter 8 for our devotional for the day. This is familiar to many, even if you did not grow up in church, about how Jesus calmed the storm, that Jesus was master even over the weather. And we start in verse 23. Then Jesus got into the boat and started across the lake with his disciples. Suddenly a fierce storm struck the lake with waves breaking into the boat, but Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the wind and waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked. "Even the winds and waves obey him." I don't know what you might be facing today, but let this message from the Word of God encourage you that in Christ there is hope to overcome any obstacle you may be facing. The same Jesus that was able to calm the storm just by a word from his mouth is able to calm the storm in your life. Nothing is beyond the reach of God, and most people will indeed say God can do anything. I'm going to tell you something. When you have Jesus, when you are living your life for him, not only can God do anything, he will. Let me pray with you today. Father God, I pray for that one that's going through deep water today. I pray for that one who's caught up in a storm of life. Lord, I pray that by faith they will simply come to you, not telling you how to do things, not supposing how you're going to do it, but just saying to you, "Lord, peace be still. Calm the storm in my life. Carry me through the storm. Show yourself real to me today." Lord, I pray as they are praying this and reaching out to you that you will meet them right at the point of their need and show them in their heart that you are overcoming the storms in their life. Thank you, Jesus, in whose name we pray. Amen. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Well, more information and more places where you can get some Thanksgiving meals. And on Thursday, the 28th, there is a drive-up Thanksgiving meal. The pickup is between 10 a.m. and noon. You must call to reserve the meal. It's the Greencastle Presbyterian Church, which is on Baltimore Street in Greencastle. Free dinner. It's drive-up style, single serve, ready-to-eat meals. Again, you can pick up between 10 a.m. and noon. If you want to reserve a meal, you can call 717-597-8333, extension 3, and this is for Thanksgiving Day. I didn't put that together when I was reading it. That is on Thanksgiving Day. So that's also, big shout out to those people that are working on Thanksgiving and doing that. That's pretty, or volunteering their time to do that. That's pretty awesome.
And as we said yesterday, we're going to feature some of these during our newscasts for the remainder of the week. And I believe every one that we have from today on is happening on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's twofold. Number one, it's just amazing that it's on Thanksgiving. And number two, that the folks who are organizing these are giving of their time, as you said, on Thanksgiving Day.
I thought about that because my plans personally for Thanksgiving now are up in the air. My family might come, but they have 2 kids. The kids get sick. Sometimes things happen. And if that doesn't work out, I was going to call a couple of these places to see if they need an extra set of hands to.
You've talked about doing that for years.
Yeah, I have. I did it 1 year.
Okay.
But I can imagine that it would be a very rewarding experience.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that is very high of something I'd like to do.
Well, state environmental officials are urging Marylanders and businesses to reduce water use when possible, as the department has expanded drought watches and warnings across the state. Now, I don't know if today's rain and what we're expecting the next couple of days is going to change this completely, but let's just go with what we have right now. The Maryland Department of the Environment made the announcement on Monday, noting there have been 6 months of below average rainfall and virtually no rain this autumn. October was our 4th driest since records began being maintained back in 1898, with just over half an inch of rainfall. November has also been very dry, not counting today, but we've also had just about a half inch as of this past Sunday in November.
Can you read that statistic again about the October?
Yes, October was the 4th driest since 1898.
That is unbelievable.
And we talked about this before. We don't think about these things when we're in the cooler months of a drought and burn bans and burn notices. We just don't. It doesn't process because the cooler months we simply process that with heat and drought and summer and all that. But this is a real thing. And you were just saying how your mom was saying that she's some restrictions her way.
Yeah, she's in Reading, Pennsylvania. She was actually a little scared. She called me in a little bit of a panic about it. She was very upset because some of the neighbors were still watering their grass, and she was very upset about that. Rightfully so, but she was pretty panicked about it. So hopefully this rain will help in some kind of capacity that we have right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at sports. It's all powered by the DRB Group, the right partner for your real estate development. What's going on, Andy?
The Boonesboro Warriors football team is set to host Northern Garrett in the NPSSAA state quarterfinal game this Friday at 7 p.m. And for the first time since 2001, the Warriors, who went 10-1 on the season, are among the final 8 teams still standing in the Class 1A, having already exceeded all expectations. Boonesboro had a stellar season, and they've had a stellar playoff run so far. They will be taking on Northern Garrett, and the Warriors actually began the playoffs as the number 1 seed in the North region after beating number 8 Catoctin 42-14 in the first round. They took down number 4 Brunswick last week 34-22 in the second round, seeded number 2 among the final 8 teams currently in the state quarterfinals. Northern Garrett stands at 6-5. They were seeded at number 4 in the West region. They did upset number 1 Mountain Ridge 23-13 in the second round after shutting out number 5 Southern Garrett 42-0. The Huskies are in the number 7 seed for the state playoffs. The winner of this quarterfinal game will face either number 3 seed at 9-1 or number 6 Green Street Academy at 7-4 on the season in the semifinals. Cambridge South Dorchester stands at number 1 in the state quarterfinal playoffs. The only unbeaten team in the 1A so far at 10-0. Number 8 Fort Hill, the 3-time defending champion, are on the other side of the bracket, along with number 4 Perryville at 9-2 on the season and number 5 Patterson Mill at 8-3 on the season. Boonesboro and Northern Garrett have only met one time before. The Warriors were victorious in that game, winning 20-14 in overtime, and that was back in 2015's regular season. The Warriors outscored their opponents 364-184 this year, accumulating 2,905 rushing yards and 1,262 passing yards, which averaged out to 378.8 yards of offense per game. Quarterback Colin Telemaco completed 76 of 124 passes for 1,257 yards and 7 touchdowns, along with 75 carries for 334 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season. Russell Collier leads Boonesboro in rushing with 909 yards on 134 carries, including 9 touchdown runs. He also has 19 receptions for 308 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. Parker DeBall has rushed for 827 yards on 122 carries this season, totaling 26 touchdowns, while Blake Main has 31 catches for 475 yards, 52 carries for 317 yards, and 3 total touchdowns on the season. Boonesboro Warriors are not lacking offense, that's for sure, but defense has been showing up as well. Trevor Sowers, 77 tackles on the season, including 9 for losses, and Logan Atkinson has 73 tackles on the season, including 12 tackles for losses and 6 sacks. He also has 2 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles on the game, and Jaden Paul leads the Warriors in interceptions with 5. Boonesboro has only allowed 79.6 rushing yards per game this season. Good luck to the Warriors on their state quarterfinal game. Make us proud.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
Planning the perfect wedding? Have you already had the ultimate wedding? Would you like to be featured in the upcoming Tri-State Bridal magazine? If your dream wedding has, in reality, taken place within the past 3 years, submit your details at bestofthetristate.com and you could be featured in the magazine. You know you want to. Go ahead. Say, I do want to share my dream wedding with the world. For submission requirements and more details, visit bestofthetristate.com.
It's the season of giving, and for the 3rd year in a row, ADUSA has generously donated turkeys to Win Victim Services for families' Thanksgiving dinners. ADUSA is always looking for motivated employees to join their great team. Go to adusasc.com for more information. Win Victim Service, a local nonprofit, has been helping the local community with domestic and sexual violence for the last 3 decades. All their services are free and confidential. Visit their website for more information and upcoming events at winservices.org.
Listen up, pilgrims. Johnny's has all the meats for your Thanksgiving feast. Fully cooked brown and served turkey breast or ready-to-bake turkey breast roasts, mini holiday hams, football and carving hams, ham loaf, and bone-in or boneless spiral hams. Just $1.75 a pound. Johnny's famous fully cooked beef brisket, $9.95 a pound. And stuffed chicken breasts, 6 for $21.95. Johnny's has all the trimmings and desserts, too. Vegetable sides, potatoes, bases, and gravy are on sale. Pellman cakes and pies are on sale. Ready-to-bake cookie dough nuggets, 40 for just $7.95. And Chef Pierre thaw and serve pumpkin pies, $9.95 each. Johnny's has kitchen supplies to make preparation and serving a breeze, and special prices on disposable drinkware for quick and easy cleanup. See all the specials at johnnysinc.com. From start to finish, prep to leftovers, Johnny's is your Thanksgiving feast headquarters. Johnny's, Route 11 South Chambersburg, and Johnny's Express Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg.
Moving, downsizing, or renovating? Donate any new or gently used furniture, home decor, or building materials you no longer need to Habitat for Humanity's Franklin County Restore. They can even arrange pickup for larger donations. Your donation will help generate funds to build the next Habitat house. And if you need items for your home or project, shop the Restore and you might find exactly what you need. Habitat for Humanity's Franklin County Restore, Lincoln Way Shopping Center, Chambersburg, the store that builds houses and hope. Antrim Way Honda will buy your car. Its value is at an all-time high, so if you're considering selling it, talk to Antrim Way Honda. You can try selling it online, listing it in the newspaper, or trading it at another dealer, or you can stop by Antrim Way Honda. They'll make you an offer on the spot. No waiting, no negotiating over the phone. Just drive into the dealership and leave with a check in your hands. Even if you're not interested in purchasing another vehicle, it's that easy. Antrim Way Honda, 200 South Antrim Way, Greencastle.
At Jersey Mike's, it's just done differently. They take pride in making your sub, whether it's a hot sub or a cold sub. You see them slice it or grill it fresh right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. Visit them today and find your favorite go-to sub or try them all. Jersey Mike's Chambersburg on Walker Road, and now open in Gettysburg on Natural Springs Road in the Giant Plaza. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
In a world where storms rage and roofs are left defenseless, one veteran hero stands tall, protecting homes from disaster. It's not just any hero, it's Mighty Dog Roofing, your neighborhood hero, ready to fight leaks, storms, and more. Whether it's repairs, replacements, or inspections, Mighty Dog is there to save the day with cutting-edge technology and unbeatable service. Head to MightyDogRoofing.com for more information and to schedule your rescue. Mighty Dog Roofing, because every home deserves a hero.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome to Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice, voted winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State. Our guest today, our next guest, is something that actually resonates a lot with me. Christina Anderson, who is an author, mentor, and teacher advocate, and your website is teacherrelay.com. But your passion is to help to minimize teacher burnout, correct?
Yes, yes.
And I don't know how much Tiny was telling you, but I was a teacher for 9 years, an elementary school teacher. And I experienced teacher burnout. It's very real, and left the profession about a year and a half ago. It was a really tough decision. I loved education, but it is a real thing. So I'm going to let you kind of start. You and I obviously know what it is since we have so much experience in the field, but what is teacher burnout for someone who has no idea what we're talking about?
So teacher burnout is basically when you are exhausted of your profession and you start experiencing stress and anxiety and just the fallout of having to come to work. And so with teacher burnout, some of the things that I tell teachers is sometimes you do have to leave, or sometimes you have to take a sabbatical, a year off, and come back if that's what you want. Sometimes you have to be promoted. And so what I do with teachers is I just, let them know that they do have options. And there are some options that are comparable to teaching. If you want to stay, if you want to leave, that's perfectly okay. But there's just a lot going on in the education world right now, and the fallout, affects your home life, affects you personally. It's starting to affect teachers' health. And so that is, what we're facing right now with teacher burnout.
Walk me through a little bit about your background. Are you an educator, or were you an educator?
Yes. So I started what I call pre-COVID. So there are the pre-COVID teachers and then the after-COVID teachers. And those are two different things. But 2014, I basically was thrown into a classroom. It was sink or swim. It was the worst year of my life. Lost 30 pounds because really I had no coaching, nobody really to help me. It was just, you could watch kids. And so then I swore I wasn't going to come back, but then I found myself in PD again the next following year. And I said, okay, well, maybe this year will be better. And by my third year, I kind of really understood what I needed to do. Yeah, I kind of caught my flow, which it typically takes about 3 years for a teacher to master, what they're going to do with classroom management and how they're going to teach. And so after that, I caught my groove. I was really into it. And by year 5, I was promoted to an instructional specialist. And so as an instructional specialist, I still was very hands-on in the classroom, and I never wanted it to be a us versus them with administration versus teachers. And so I was always trying to bridge that gap between both parties, because it can be, they don't understand us and they don't understand why we're doing this. And so I always stayed very close to the classroom. And then after 2 years of being an instructional specialist, I was promoted to a magnet coordinator, which that basically focuses on like the theme of the school. So I was at a STEM school. And so even then I was still very heavily in the classroom supporting teachers. And my last role, which was this last previous year, was an assistant principal. And so every year that I've been in administration, I made sure to stay in the classroom, stay close to the teachers. My love is early childhood. I absolutely adore the little people. But, I've taught up to middle school as well. And so that's my background. And, I tell teachers that no matter where you are in your educational sector, you still have options, if you want to stay, if you want to go. Just letting them know there's more out there, but if you want to make a a mark in education, that you can do that as well.
Do you think schools are aware, administrators are aware that teacher burnout is really happening and it is a problem?
So yes, I think they are aware because we were very aware. It's almost like you're trapped between a rock and a hard place because administrators are in the middle. So we have a term where it says the stuff rolls down from the top. And so the people at the top are rolling down their agendas and what they want to do. And it's up to the administrators to kind of move the staff to what you need them to get to. And so it is one of those situations where the administrators are trying to lessen the blow. And in part, they are being stressed out as well. But then, of course, everything rolls down onto a teacher. And so let's say there's a new agenda of we have to start tutoring at 6:30 in the morning now. That's our job. That's coming from the top. That's a new initiative. We can't just say no, to it, or it has to be a process. And so now we have to try to lessen the blow. And, that may be a week, and the next week is going to change. And so then we have to figure out like, okay, well, how do we get the teachers to do this? And so I think they do understand that teachers are burned out and tired. I think the role of a great administrator is just how can you lessen the blow? What can you pick and choose to put on your staff? And what can you kind of absorb from, a leadership on your behalf and not put it on your teachers?
I think it's also really important from an administrator's perspective to understand what it is like to be an elementary school or a classroom teacher in general, because I've worked in some schools where I think admin, they got straight into administration, didn't have a lot of time in the classroom, and aren't fully aware of the demands that are being placed on teachers outside of just learning the curriculum and teaching it. I mean, you have so many kids with different needs and at different levels, and then parents, and trying to meet everybody and show the data, and how are you changing your lessons so that you are meeting the needs of all the kids. And it's just, sometimes it just feels like all I'm doing is just giving. I have nothing left to give anymore. And it's a shame because I personally have seen some really incredible educators, walk away from the field, and it's a complete loss for that school and for those kids. I mean, really talented educators. So what do you say to that teacher that's, I love teaching, it's such a joy of mine, but I'm starting to feel like I'm dreading going to school now?
Mm-hmm. So the first thing I tell anybody that I'm coaching is that you always need to make sure you're under the right leadership. So I tell any teacher that if you need to move, if teaching is what you want to do, then you may need to move, whether that's a different grade level, whether that is a different campus, whether that is under a different leadership, because I've been under multiple leaderships, and where some were very, you're going to do this and this is what I say, versus some who had growth mindsets. And so that makes the biggest difference. You have to make sure that you are under a leadership that aligns with your goals. If you are one who you want free reign with your lessons, and you want the principal to just let you go and, teach the kids how you do and just trust that you're going to, get the results that you need, you have to be under the right leadership. If you want somebody that's more hands-on and coaching, and you want somebody to provide you with this and provide you with that, that is a different avenue that you need to go to as well. And then there's private schools, charter schools, public schools, online schools. There's just so many other options that teachers can go to make sure that they, are in the right situation in the first place. So that's what I always start with, is just to make sure that they find their niche if they want to stay into teaching, because there are some good campuses out there where even though the district may be going through hell, but that campus is still thriving, and they have a lot of teacher tenure, and, they are able to continue the culture of the campus without stressing their teachers out. So that's my number one tip, is just make sure you get under the right leadership, make sure your principal and administration aligns with what your goals are as a teacher, and one, that they just trust teachers. Let the teacher teach.
Yep, they are the professional. They know what they're doing. You hired them. Have a little trust in them that they know what they're doing. Do you find that teachers, part of the burnout is because there are so many changes that are happening, so much changes happening inside of a school, like moving grade levels and moving positions. And then it gets to the point where you're learning so much new curriculum and then changing a grade level that it's just like, I can't possibly do any more change. I need a little bit more routine.
Yes. So with education, I think we were pretty used to change, and I say pre-COVID, because the curriculums often changed a lot based on who was, on the board, whose friend they knew were going to pass down the curriculum. But previously, after COVID, the changes were just day by day. It wasn't even like year after year, the changes, because I can do this for a year, maybe I'll change it next year. The changes after COVID were very, very quick, and there was no time for teachers to grasp what it was. There was no time for, data to be understood. It was, this isn't working on by Friday, we're going to change it on Monday. And I don't think anybody can operate under that. Like, you can't turn a cruise ship on a dime. You have to let stuff play out. You have to really research and look to see if is this going to work or not. But in education, no, it was boom, 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 boom. Everybody's doing this one day and then you're doing this the next. And I think that pace of having to uproot everything you do, because in education, if you don't have a solid curriculum or a solid way that you teach, and you have to change that, it changes your whole routine. Absolutely. So like teachers may have a system that they use or procedure that they use for their reading block. And then you come in and say, no, well, now reading is only 50 minutes and you can't do small group or guided reading anymore. It's not that. It's science of reading. And It's like, wait, okay, that takes time. And then you only have 10 months to teach the kids before they have to take the state assessment. It's like, I don't have these kids forever. You can't keep coming in and changing everything. And so, yes, I think the pace of the change is what's causing a burnout.
What county do you work?
So I was previously in Texas. I'm not there. Well, I'm still in Texas, but Houston ISD. So we are like the fourth largest school district. And I moved closer to, it's like Porter, Texas, and it's like an hour away from HISD. But with that, Houston is a huge district. And within that district, you have a lot of little pockets and things. And so, I've seen it all, the changes, the new curriculums that come in and out. But, like I said, every district, I don't care, small, big, charter, they're all feeling the same thing. I have colleagues who, are focused in charter schools, and they're still, saying the same thing. So
if someone were to go onto your website, teacherrelay.com, are there different tips and things that a teacher can use as resources to help them when they start to feel this kind of burnout?
So not so much burnout. What I do is I coach them on how to get a promotion. So a lot of teachers that have been there 5+ years, they're ready to get out of the classroom. It's not so much that they want to leave education, because they do love it, but they want to get out of the classroom. And so what is that path to leadership? What can I do to support other teachers who are in my shoes? What can I do to still, be around kids, but, I don't want to be around them 8 hours a day. And so my goal is to help teachers to get in leadership positions or become promoted, because that's something that I was good at doing, what I call the horse and pony show, being promoted 3 times in the past 5 years. And also it increases your income. There's a lot of teachers that I see at Walmart or driving Uber, and that's not okay. And so, I tell them you can wait on the government to do it, which they're probably not going to raise teacher pay anytime soon. But a way you can increase your pay is by being promoted. And so I kind of come at it both of those ways. And then also some teachers just need a way out. I know a lot of people want to be stay-at-home moms or kind of figure out something that works remotely for them. And so I recently had my 3rd child, and the pregnancy was kind of complicated. And so I ended up taking a year off. But in this time, I got into commercial lending, and it's just something that I wanted to help other teachers to get into as well, if they wanted to fully leave and not just jump into like IT or any other profession. So if they come to my website, that's what they'll see, like just different coaching packages and just ways to learn how to be promoted.
Awesome. And it's teacherrelay.com. Christina Anderson, author, mentor, teacher advocate. Thank you for spending some time with us today on Let's Talk Tri-State. I personally can really relate to this, so this was a pleasure speaking with you, and thanks for everything that you're doing.
All right. Thank you so much, Katie and Tiny.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year.
Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Hey, it's Britt and Court from Black & Blush Boutique. Have you heard of Pink Friday? It's a nationwide event held on November 22nd, encouraging customers to shop small business first this holiday season. We will be open from 9 to 7. Loyalty bag holders get 25% off all day with doorbusters starting at 9. Check out our Facebook page or Instagram for more details about the event. Black & Blush Boutique. Trendy, modern, made for you.
It's the perfect blend of modern living and timeless elegance. DRB Homes Loft at Creekside in the heart of Winchester. DRB Homes' premier uptown 2-floor plan offers spaces thoughtfully designed for your lifestyle, along with options including a 4th floor loft and terrace. Your premier lifestyle begins with the tranquility and amenities of the lofts at Creekside, just minutes from downtown, surrounded by natural beauty and moments away from shopping and dining. To find your dream home at the lofts at Creekside, visit drbhomes.com.
Whether you're new to vaping, are thinking of starting, or already vaping, Vast Vapor will treat you right. Electronic cigarettes are not one size fits all. Vast Vapor works with you one-on-one to help you select the best items to be a true replacement to your smoking habit. With great products and expert advice, Vast Vapor is here for you. Ask about their 7-tier rewards program that actually allows you to get the products you want, and give them a like on Facebook. Vast Vapor has 3 locations: on Moggins Avenue next to Subway in Hagerstown, on the Point near Walmart, Waynesboro, and Gateway Avenue in Chambersburg. Vast Vapor is hiring additional team members for all 3 locations. Has vaping changed your life? Are you passionate about helping others understand the benefits of tobacco harm reduction? Are you reliable, energetic, and trustworthy? Are you an individual with a good sense of humor? Then Vast Vapor is the place for you. Join the Vast Vapor team and help customers make a positive lifestyle change. Vast Vapor, we're not blowing smoke.
There is always a reason to stop by Breakaway 2 Sports Lounge on Pennsylvania Avenue in Hagerstown. Homestyle Mondays bring comfort food favorites that'll remind you of home. On Tuesdays, it's time for tacos, margaritas, and karaoke. Wednesdays, amazing burgers and fries for just $8. And on Thursdays, it's all about dollar wings. Drink specials every Friday and Saturday night, now serving breakfast Monday through Saturday from 7 to 11 a.m. Sundays are for football at Breakaway 2. They've got the NFL Sunday ticket, so you won't miss a single game. Breakaway 2. Stop by, grab a bite, shoot some pool, watch your favorite sports, listen to live music, have a great meal, visit the full-service liquor store, or relax on the deck. And this month in the Warehouse, Saturday, November 23rd, is the first annual holiday market from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Join them for a wide variety of crafts, gifts, services, and more. Free admission. Wednesday, November 27th is the annual Thanksgiving Eve party. More details to follow. Head over to Breakaway 2 Sports Lounge, where you can eat, drink, break. Pennsylvania Avenue in Hagerstown.
Are you currently medically uninsured and a citizen of Washington County, Maryland? Uninsured citizens are healthier and more productive through free access to health care. The Community Free Clinic can help those in need of physical or mental health care, including prescription medicine and lab services. Services are not based on income. Most services are free to qualifying patients. Are you currently medically uninsured? If you are in need of physical or mental health care, go to mycommunityfreeclinic.org to see if you qualify. Your health, their priority.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. we've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
This is a story I am very excited to report.
So you mean this story's not the same old sheet?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Right before the busiest travel time of the year, Sheetz announced a 40-cent per gallon discount yesterday and will continue through Saturday the 30th, according to a Sheetz news release. That discount is only available at Sheetz stores that offer unleaded 88. In Maryland, that offer may vary because of local pricing laws and release states. Customers can see if their local Sheetz sells 88 by using the Sheetz app or by checking the store's website. Anytime I see anything about a discount on gas, I'm totally on board. But do you remember 4th of July last year?
Yes.
When Sheetz dropped it to $1.77. Was it? Yeah, it was $1.70.
$17.76.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh.
And the lines were ridiculous.
I remember I posted that on because I went there that morning and I took a picture of the sign out front, the marquee, and by the end of the day, there were over 250,000 shares.
I remember
on that picture alone, and yeah, the lines quickly filled up. Now, luckily, I'm up really early, so knowing that this was happening, I just went over there, darted, and got what I needed to get.
Yeah, and thanks to your post that got 250,000 shares,
yeah.
Guess what happened by the time I got there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
I'm sorry
so,
about that.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I take it personally.
Now, bear in mind, too, that this is unleaded 88, so the 87 is the standard one that we
I'm sorry,
use.
did I not say
No, you said 88.
Okay,
I just want to make very clear on something. I believe, I don't know this for sure, that the unleaded 88, while it's cheaper, obviously, and they're doing this, and it's very nice of them to do that, I believe that tends to burn quicker than 87. So you just have to kind of decide, weigh your options. And then I know that there's only cars after a certain year can handle unleaded 88.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that year is, but just keep all that in mind when you're, and I think they notate it on the pump. If it's unleaded 88, I think it says only on cars after 2018 or whatever it is. Yeah.
I did not. I never noticed that.
Well, who reads the pumps?
I just know to hit the one on the left and then go.
Look for 87 and hit that. You used to have a problem with that. It's like, numbers just are not my thing. 87.
Whatever's on the left, and then off I go.
So once again, talking about some of the great places that are doing a Thanksgiving meal for free or little to no cost. The Great Hagerstown Thanksgiving Feast is happening on Thanksgiving. Starts at 11:30 in the morning. The Hope Center at Hagerstown Rescue Mission, Trinity Center, 125 North Prospect Street. I'll get it out there one time in Hagerstown. This is presented by the Hope Center. It is for everyone, absolutely free. It's a buffet with all your traditional favorites: turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, sweet potatoes, succotash. Oh, I love succotash. Sauerkraut. Didn't think about that one. Cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. For more info, 301-739-1165 or email info@hopecenterhagerstown.org. Again, that is Thanksgiving starting at 11:30. It's buffet style. And I believe, because I did a little research on that one is very well attended. Like, a lot of people, which is great.
I mean,
they can do it.
Listen to the menu.
Yeah, right?
That's a sauerkraut. Wow, I haven't thought about sauerkraut in quite a bit of time.
I remember correctly, my dad would always have sauerkraut on Thanksgiving too.
That's a New Year's Day thing, isn't it? Or New Year's Eve thing.
So yes, it is New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, but he would also have it on. We would occasionally throughout the year have sauerkraut and mashed potatoes.
The smell of it just it's hard for me. It's hard for me to deal with, but it is good. Speaking of good, hey, what's going on with sports, Andy?
It finally happened last night. The Cleveland Cavaliers are no longer unbeaten. They lost to the Boston Celtics last night in a close one, 120-117. Jason Tatum went off last night in scoring with 33 points and 12 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell led the scoring for the Cavs with 35 points. The Brooklyn Nets also beat the Hornets last night, 116-115 in a close battle. Johnson led the scoring for Brooklyn with 34 points, while Miller led the scoring for the Charlotte Hornets with 29 points. The Denver Nuggets also got a win over the Memphis Grizzlies, 122-110. Jamal Murray led the scoring for the Nuggets with 27 points, and Aldama had 28 points and 11 rebounds for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Dallas Mavericks got a statement win over the New Orleans Pelicans, 132-91 last night. Luka Doncic had 26 points on the night for the Mavs. The Spurs beat the Thunder, 110-104. Williams was the leading scorer for the Thunder with 27 points and 10 rebounds, while Johnson led the scoring for the Spurs with 22 points. The Los Angeles Lakers got a win over the Utah Jazz last night. Lauri Markkanen had 25 points for the Jazz, and Knecht led the scoring for the Lakers with 37 points. As we move over to men's college basketball, number 1 ranked Kansas got a win over UNC Wilmington last night, 84-66. Number 2 ranked UConn also got a win over East Texas A&M, 81-46. Number 6 Purdue went up against number 15 Marquette last night, and number 15 Marquette came away victorious, 76-58. Number 9 ranked Kentucky got a win over Lipscomb, 97-68. And number 18 Cincinnati also got a win over Northern Kentucky, 76-60. Number 21 ranked Florida got a win over rival Florida A&M last night, 84-60. In the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers got a win against the Ottawa Senators last night, 5-2. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2. The Minnesota Wild beat the St. Louis Blues 4-2. And the Winnipeg Jets got a win over the Florida Panthers 6-3. The Anaheim Ducks got a win over the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2. And the Calgary Flames were victorious over the New York Islanders 2-1. The New York Rangers also got a win over the Vancouver Canucks last night, 4-3.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
Sunday, January 26th, it's the Tristate Bridal Show at Valley Mall, Hagerstown. This is the ultimate showcase for area bridal professionals, local bakers, photographers, caterers, DJs, travel planners, bands, venues. You'll want to meet the brides-to-be. Make sure you're at the top of their list by being a vendor in the 2025 Tri-State Bridal Show at Valley Mall, Hagerstown, Sunday, January 26th. Visit bestofthetristate.com for vendor information today.
Flood, fire, smoke and water damage, odor or mold mitigation. Whatever the disaster, Rainbow Restoration can make it disappear. Their fully trained and certified professionals will get your home or business back on track. Pioneers in the restoration business, Rainbow Restoration's cleanup experts are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No matter the project, Rainbow Restoration in Waynesboro will get it done right. A proud, neighborly company. Find them online at rainbowrestores.com.
Whether you want to keep it cool.
Hey, grab me a popsicle?
Keep it hot.
That smells amazing.
Or keep it clean. We've got the appliance you need at prices that sizzle.
At Springview Appliance and Mattress, we have a full line of appliances and mattresses at the best prices and the personal service to help you find the perfect appliance and mattress for your needs. Springview Appliance and Mattress, Guilford Springs Road in Chambersburg. Life made easier.
At Jersey Mike's, it's just done differently. They take pride in making your sub. Whether it's a hot sub or a cold sub, you see them slice it or grill it fresh right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. Visit them today and find your favorite go-to sub or try them all. Jersey Mike's Chambersburg on Walker Road and now open in Gettysburg on Natural Springs Road in the Giant Plaza. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
We're speaking with Josh Dahl, certified nurse practitioner and owner of Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown.
We are a full-service men's clinic that take care of pretty much any issue that a man may have related to erectile issues, low testosterone, weight gain and or loss, and just trying to be as optimal as they can throughout their life. And we can certainly provide those services and give the guys the edge to still be active and live that full, healthy lifestyle and continue to do the things that they like to do.
At what age do you say, well, you could seek help with Virtus Men's Health?
I would say the majority of the clients we're going to service are probably going to be between the age of 35 and 70.
Josh Dull, certified nurse practitioner and owner of Virtus Men's Health, Morgans Avenue in Hagerstown. Online, virtusmenshealth.com. Josh, what do you say to the guy who might find these topics embarrassing?
We're happy to be able to talk to you about that and really give you a detailed explanation and be that person that can relate to your problems and really help move you forward in a good, positive direction.
Meredith Medical Center has been receiving straight A's. Hi, this is Heather Markell, Meredith Medical Center's Chief Nursing Officer. We are proud to announce that the hospital has earned its 4th straight A designation for hospital safety grade from patient safety watchdog, the Leapfrog Group. Leapfrog says that only 30% of hospitals in the U.S. have received an A. It's the dedication of our team members that got this award, so let's give them a big thank you for all that they do, and thank you for choosing Meredith Medical Center.
It's beginning to feel like rifle season. Are you signed up for Keystone Outdoors' annual Battle of the Bucks, sponsored by Strum Ruger & Company? Contestants signed up for the Battle of the Bucks will fight it out for the largest rack title. Registration is closed for archery, but rifle contestants have until November 29th to sign up. Anyone signed up for the Battle of the Bucks will be entered to win a Weatherby 307 Adventure. Must be present on Saturday, December 21st to win. Check out Keystone Outdoors on Facebook or stop in the store for more details. Keystone Outdoors in Fort Loudon. Everything Bucks, everything outdoors.
Ludwig's Jewel Crew here. Kyle, Erica, and Jen welcome you to experience the holiday season with us.
Nicole Barr, Peter James, Classy Creation, and Sylvie are just a few of our exclusive lines that we carry.
Let us wrap up the perfect piece this holiday.
As members of the American Gem Society, we have a real zeal for helping you select amazing gems.
Select from our showcases or let us create a stunning gift.
Ludwig's Jewelers, more than a store, a tradition in downtown Chambersburg for 5 generations.
Thank you for calling Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Hi. So I was on penny.com. I know it's open enrollment for health coverage, but I'm worried about the cost and free preventative care.
Don't worry. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality health coverage.
Oh, awesome. Let's get started.
Just need a little... You're worth protecting. Enroll by December 15th at penny.com. That's PENNIE.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This isn't college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year. Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Would you inhale nail polish remover? What about weed and grass killers? If your child vapes, they can be inhaling harmful chemicals found in cleaning products, rat poison, and pesticides. Vaping can negatively impact brain development, learning, and mood. Has your child been acting differently lately? More anxious or stressed? These can be signs of vaping. Take the time to talk to your child about the risks of vaping. This message brought to you by Teens for a Better Tomorrow and Chambersburg Cares. Project funded by NH28CE003640-05.
Celebrate the season in Williamsport, Maryland. The fun begins Friday, December 6th with the Christmas parade through town, followed by the lighting of Byron Memorial Park's Christmas display. Then Saturday, December 7th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., join the 2nd annual Cocoa Crawl. Spend $25 at a downtown business for your free 2024 Christmas mug. Then try the many hot chocolate varieties at participating businesses. Supplies are limited. Celebrate the season in Williamsport, Maryland.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State's home for sports and news.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
Our next guest today, we have Kylie Moore, who is the director of the Greencastle Antrim Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for coming and joining us today, Kylie. And I know you're fairly new to the role, and we are excited to hear all the things that are happening in Greencastle, especially this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, I am very new in this role. I just started last Monday, so I'm really excited to jump in head first during this really busy time of year.
You really are jumping in head first.
Absolutely.
It is trial by fire. When would you like to start? How about around the Christmas season?
Right. Yeah, busiest time of the year, actually, so Yeah.
And what's going to be happening this weekend? Walk us through it.
So this weekend, our first event of Heritage Christmas coming up, we've got the tree lighting ceremony this Friday. That will start at 7 p.m. So
Katie's writing this down.
I actually
we're taking notes.
Because she's going to be there.
That was a question I had for you, Kylie. A side note, I'm going to be there for the tree lighting.
Perfect.
And I had no idea what time to arrive. So part of my job today was to figure out what time to be there. So that works.
So we're kicking off the ceremony at 7 p.m. So if you'd like to arrive a little bit early, there's always some traffic delays. That's never a bad idea. So our tree lighting is sponsored. The ceremony is sponsored by Patriot Federal Credit Union, again at 7 p.m. We're ringing in the holiday season with our bells, and those are sponsored by Antrim Way Honda. And we'll be singing carols with the high school band and chorus in the songbooks, which I've brought one here.
Oh, let me see this.
So our theme for the year, our general theme is the Jubilation. Our thought behind that was kind of just to embody, the Who's in Whoville. They all come together, they're happy, they're jolly, and they all come together and sing and just celebrate the spirit of Christmas.
And you have a picture of Katie here. Thank you for that.
Really?
She's right front and center, actually. Yeah, and we've got our songbooks, which are sponsored by the Herald Mail and Local IQ. We'll have the Greencastle Girl Scouts will help distribute the bells and the songbooks so we can join in and sing.
I like that it seems like the theme continues every year, because last year it was the same too when we had the bells, and it's just a very magical moment when everybody's ringing them at the same time and everybody starts singing the carols at the same time. It's just such a magical moment. It really is.
That is what we're going for, and there's a lot of different things, different aspects of the Heritage Christmas that we're really excited to bring together. And it all starts this Friday with the tree lighting ceremony. There's so many people that have their hands in this and just the first part of it. So again, and we brought the tree into town Monday. There was a lot of people that were involved with that. Cumberland Valley Tree Services did the removal, the delivery, helped set it up. GW Electric, and especially our Bob Wolf, is working hard to make it beautiful and light up. And
it is it's always beautiful. They always do such a great job.
We think so. It's always perfect to our standards.
Absolutely.
You know what really impressed me too about, I don't know which company to thank for this, but I live in downtown Greencastle, right off of the square. And the square, sometimes navigating around just in general can be confusing if you are not from the area. And I thought they did a great job blocking it off, getting the tree centered in the square and keeping traffic moving and making it very clear what to do when you got to the square.
We try to streamline the process, and so we also need to thank the Borough Police for their assistance in that. And it was pretty timely, all things considered. So yes.
They have it down.
They really do.
They've been doing a lot of years and know what they're doing.
Yes, to a science. So.
And
what do we see? I'm sorry, I want to interrupt. This ornament. I want to.
Oh, the ornament.
See this. Yeah.
Yes. So we will have these for sale on Friday as well.
Oh, cute.
Wow.
What's the price tag on the ornament?
$20.
Oh, nice.
And that's been pretty consistent. But
you want to set that over on that side of our fall decor there, so we can get that in the camera. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
Good
job. Yep, perfect.
Okay, so that is our ornament this year, the Evangelical Lutheran Church. We've done churches the last 3 years. We will have those for sale. They're already for sale. We have them available in the chamber. They will be for sale in the Holiday House. You can get them on this Friday, and as well the 6th and 13th for Heritage Christmas on the Square.
And then once the tree lighting wraps up, we have the parade on Saturday, 9:21 a.m. You will see us, Tiny and myself. We will be hosting that. And
that is not us.
Right,
so, just so everyone knows.
And then,
unless it goes wrong, if that's the case, then great job on it. But
no. Well, y'all can have that one.
Just wanted to cover the Greencastle events that are happening. And then after the tree lighting, what's the next big event that we'll be looking forward to?
So after that, and then the parade, I would say the next big thing to come would be Small Business Saturday. Which in a lot of towns are doing that. We collectively want to support our small businesses. Black Friday happens, but we want to support our small businesses, our local businesses, shop small. So the chamber is actually doing, we're hoping everybody's out shopping small anyways, but what we're doing this year is a small business Saturday sweepstakes. So when you're shopping at our participating small businesses anyways, there are chamber members here, and I have a list, we're just wrapping up anyways. I'll rattle them off for you. The Bean and Biscuit, Consign and Collect Co., The Shop, Hidden Key Brewing, B Streets, Besides, Tierra Linda, ELM Department Store, ELM Shoes, Eden Boutique, Eden Design, Carl's Drug Store, Lumber Direct, Teal Blossom Boutique, and Scoops on the Square. When you shop at any of those stores on Small Business Saturday and beyond, you will fill out a slip with your name, your phone number, email optional, and we are just going to collect all of those names, pull one out of a box on Facebook Live so you know it's legit. And one lucky winner will win a $250 cash prize.
Oh, nice.
Just for, support our small businesses, shop small.
Yeah.
And just courtesy of the chamber.
I will be participating in that every Small Business Saturday. My family comes in from out of town. And my sister-in-law personally loves the boutique down on the square. It's a really, really great place. All those businesses are wonderful.
Yes.
Greencastle is such a wonderful, small, little town. Where are you from, Kylie?
So initially, I'm from Western PA.
Okay.
So I grew up out that way. I went to school out in Millersville. And then upon graduation, I moved to South Carolina. And I was working in Conway at the chamber down there I was working down there and lived in that area for about 5 years. And I relocated back up to the area about a year and a half ago.
And you picked up a little bit of the accent.
And it's such a weird mix of Pittsburghese and a little Southern, working for the county, working for the chamber, the city. And I did stop saying yins when I went out to college. So.
Yeah, it was yins. I mean, y'all. I mean.
I don't even know anymore.
You can just use them interchangeably, whatever works for you. So are you in Greencastle now?
No, not currently. I'm still in Chambersburg.
Okay.
My fiance and I, when we moved up, we rented for the time being till we figured out where we love the most. Right. Yeah, so we'll get married in April, and we're looking to pick our happy home and plan our roots.
Yeah, very nice.
But I'm leaning towards a certain direction, so to speak.
Okay. What's something since you've moved back here that you've really loved about the town?
And there are a lot of similarities and crossovers between, the little small town I was working in South Carolina, and it's grown, and I see similarities between this area, and it's just the close-knit community. You can walk down the street and people know your name, you say hi, people are kind to each other, people care about their community, people want to see each other do well, and that's what I love about here.
I don't know, when you were saying some of the business names for Small Business Saturday, I don't know if everybody's aware how many businesses there really are in Greencastle.
There are so many, and that's not.
That's just a piece of them.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's so much to offer in this town.
Was there anything? You have a lot of notes here. Was there anything that you had wanted to cover that we haven't covered in the last couple minutes we have?
No, and so all I had gotten through was the Small Business Saturday. But aside from that, we've got the Heritage Christmas in the Square. That'll be both. Well, the first Friday, December, and then the second Friday, the 6th and the 13th. We do have horse and carriage rides.
Yes.
We're sold out online.
Oh, no.
Online.
That's the second time we've heard that this week from people doing horse and carriage rides.
And it happened so quickly. We were sold out within a few days online. We had reserved, for that very reason, tickets available in person to buy. So we still have wagon tickets available. You can buy at the Holiday House the day of, both days. So we still have some available that day.
So you're saying that the carriage rides are sold out online, but you have some in person?
You can still get them in person. Yes. Okay. And so again, that's first come, first serve. Get in line and
And I apologize if you said this. Where do you go to get the tickets in person?
So we have the Holiday House in the Square.
That's right. Okay,
you can't miss it. It's red. We've got lights on it, so you'll see it. There's so many sponsors I want to thank and give a shout out to without taking up all of our time, but you'll come to the tree lighting ceremony and we'll give everybody a shout out. aside from that, and again, we have the home tour as well. That'll be December 15th. We'll have tickets available online. When you purchase ahead, they're $15 in advance, but you can buy them up through the day of, $20 the day of.
How many participating houses do you have in that?
So we'll have 5 houses that you can tour. I do have a little synopsis of each home. I don't want to use all of our time to do that, but
well, let me ask you this: are the homes, the descriptions and all, is that on your website?
we're still getting our brochures, and those should be available Friday, and then that's when tickets will be available to purchase as well.
So you get all the info there, and then the website for the chamber is, tell us that one more time.
The
Greencastle Chamber?
Yes. Yep.
What is the website? greencastlechamber.org, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Or just Google
the www. You know, I don't want to get the.
No, that's quite all right.
Yeah, so all of that will be available Friday. We should have the tickets available for the home tour, which is the 15th. I hope I'm not missing any big events.
No,
those are our big events.
The
the Light It Up contest again. Now we already have a good number of people registered for that. Registration will end the 30th. It's free to register. If you've gone all out and decorated your home, it's beautiful. We want to make sure that people see that. You can register through the 30th. It's free to register. You'll be put on our list, our driving tour, and the community will vote on who they think has the best home.
Cool.
And all of the proceeds for that, it's $1 per vote. That'll benefit the food pantry.
Oh, very nice.
I think more local areas should do something like that. That's a really good idea.
It is a great idea.
So none of that goes to. It's for the food pantry.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Kylie, I will see you on Friday because I'll be there. So if you need anybody to hop on the microphone and make any announcements, I'm your gal. Just look for me, and I'll be there at 6:30. Tree lighting is the ceremony starts at 7.
At 7.
Okay.
And
perfect.
I'll see you both Saturday for the parade as well.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
Coming up, we're going to take a look at news and sports, and it's all powered by Veritas Men's Health in Hagerstown. They have telehealth available, and you can find them online at veritasmenshealth.com.
Change brings opportunity, and here at Williamsport Health and Rehabilitation, we are very excited to announce that as of October 1st, our name has changed, but the care and compassion that is at the heart of all we do has not. Previously Williamsport Retirement Village, our goal was and always will be to provide the best care in the tri-state area to our community. We currently have openings in our assisted living and long-term care. Please call 301-223-7971 to hear about our incentives and to schedule a tour. Williamsport Health and Rehabilitation, care beyond compare.
Will you take the dip, do the chicken dance on the beach, or just watch? Whatever you decide, it will be a cool experience. Saturday, December 14th, it's the Special Olympics Cowan's Gap Polar Plunge. Come chill out at Cowan's Gap State Park in Fort Loudon and support Special Olympics Pennsylvania athletes. Registration and check-in begins at 10:30 a.m. Every dollar raised helps support vital programming for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Learn more at specialolympicspa.org/polar plunge.
Kickstart your holiday Black Friday at M&S Harley-Davidson. November 29th, the first 50 adults will receive a free 3-in-1 power bank and hand warmer light. Spend $300 or more on a qualifying purchase and receive a Harley-Davidson tank desk clock. Supplies limited. Purchase 2 hours of prepaid labor for the price of 1 hour. Limited to 4 hours per customer. And Choose Handheld Cuisine food truck will be there. M&S Harley-Davidson, 160 Falling Spring Road, Chambersburg.
Antrim Way Honda will buy your car. Its value is at an all-time high, so if you're considering selling it, talk to Antrim Way Honda. You can try selling it online, listing it in the newspaper, or trading it at another dealer, or you can stop by Antrim Way Honda. They'll make you an offer on the spot. No waiting, no negotiating over the phone. Just drive into the dealership and leave with a check in your hands. Even if you're not interested in purchasing another vehicle, it's that easy. Antrim Way Honda, 200 South Antrim Way, Greencastle.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. Well, more information and more places where you can get some Thanksgiving meals. And on Thursday, the 28th, there is a drive-up Thanksgiving meal. The pickup is between 10 a.m. and noon. You must call to reserve the meal. It's the Greencastle Presbyterian Church, which is on Baltimore Street in Greencastle. Free dinner. It's drive-up style, single serve, ready-to-eat meals. Again, you can pick up between 10 a.m. and noon. If you want to reserve a meal, you can call 717-597-8333, extension 3, and this is for Thanksgiving Day. I didn't put that together when I was reading it. That is on Thanksgiving Day. So that's also, big shout out to those people that are working on Thanksgiving and doing that. That's pretty, or volunteering their time to do that. That's pretty awesome.
And as we said yesterday, we're going to feature some of these during our newscasts for the remainder of the week. And I believe every one that we have from today on is happening on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's twofold. Number one, it's just amazing that it's on Thanksgiving. And number two, that the folks who are organizing these are giving of their time, as you said, on Thanksgiving Day.
I thought about that because my plans personally for Thanksgiving now are up in the air. My family might come, but they have 2 kids. The kids get sick. Sometimes things happen. And if that doesn't work out, I was going to call a couple of these places to see if they need an extra set of hands to.
You've talked about doing that for years.
Yeah, I have. I did it 1 year.
Okay.
But I can imagine that it would be a very rewarding experience.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that is very high of something I'd like to do.
Well, state environmental officials are urging Marylanders and businesses to reduce water use when possible, as the department has expanded drought watches and warnings across the state. Now, I don't know if today's rain and what we're expecting in the next couple of days is going to change this completely, but let's just go with what we have right now. The Maryland Department of the Environment made the announcement on Monday, noting there have been 6 months of below average rainfall and virtually no rain this autumn. October was our 4th driest since records began being maintained back in 1898, with just over half an inch of rainfall. November has also been very dry, not counting today, but we've also had just about a half inch as of this past Sunday in November.
Can you read that statistic again about the October?
Yes, October was the 4th driest since 1898.
That is unbelievable.
And we talked about this before. We don't think about these things when we're in the cooler months of a drought and burn bans and burn notices. We just don't. It doesn't process because the cooler months we simply process that with heat and drought and summer and all that. But this is a real thing. And you were just saying how your mom was saying that she's some restrictions her way.
Yeah, she's in Reading, Pennsylvania. She was actually a little scared. She called me in a little bit of a panic about it. She was very upset because some of the neighbors were still watering their grass, and she was very upset about that. Rightfully so, but she was pretty panicked about it. So hopefully this rain will help in some kind of capacity that we have right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at sports. It's all powered by the DRB Group, the right partner for your real estate development. What's going on, Andy?
The Boonesboro Warriors football team is set to host Northern Garrett in the NPSSAA state quarterfinal game this Friday at 7 p.m. And for the first time since 2001, the Warriors, who went 10-1 on the season, are among the final 8 teams still standing in the Class 1A, having already exceeded all expectations. Boonesboro had a stellar season, and they've had a stellar playoff run so far. They will be taking on Northern Garrett, and the Warriors actually began the playoffs as the number 1 seed in the North region after beating number 8 Catoctin 42-14 in the first round. They took down number 4 Brunswick last week 34-22 in the second round, seeded number 2 among the final 8 teams currently in the state quarterfinals. Northern Garrett stands at 6-5. They were seeded at number 4 in the West region. They did upset number 1 Mountain Ridge 23-13 in the second round after shutting out number 5 Southern Garrett 42-0. The Huskies are in the number 7 seed for the state playoffs. The winner of this quarterfinal game will face either number 3 seed at 9-1 or number 6 Green Street Academy at 7-4 on the season in the semifinals. Cambridge South Dorchester stands at number 1 in the state quarterfinal playoffs. The only unbeaten team in the 1A so far at 10-0. Number 8 Fort Hill, the 3-time defending champion, are on the other side of the bracket, along with number 4 Perryville at 9-2 on the season and number 5 Patterson Mill at 8-3 on the season. Boonesboro and Northern Garrett have only met one time before. The Warriors were victorious in that game, winning 20-14 in overtime, and that was back in 2015's regular season. The Warriors outscored their opponents 364-184 this year, accumulating 2,905 rushing yards and 1,262 passing yards, which averaged out to 378.8 yards of offense per game. Quarterback Colin Telemaco completed 76 of 124 passes for 1,257 yards and 7 touchdowns, along with 75 carries for 334 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season. Russell Collier leads Boonesboro in rushing with 909 yards on 134 carries, including 9 touchdown runs. He also has 19 receptions for 308 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. Parker DeBall has rushed for 827 yards on 122 carries this season, totaling 26 touchdowns, while Blake Main has 31 catches for 475 yards, 52 carries for 317 yards, and 3 total touchdowns on the season. Boonesboro Warriors are not lacking offense, that's for sure, but defense has been showing up as well. Trevor Sowers, 77 tackles on the season, including 9 for losses, and Logan Atkinson has 73 tackles on the season, including 12 tackles for losses and 6 sacks. He also has 2 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles on the game, and Jaden Paul leads the Warriors in interceptions with 5. Boonesboro has only allowed 79.6 rushing yards per game this season. Good luck to the Warriors on their state quarterfinal game. Make us proud.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
The JR Sport Brief on the Infinity Sports Network.
Am I going to favor them to win the championship this year? The answer is no. That'll be the greatest miracle because this is the New York Jets. And unfortunately, what's most likely is that one day Aaron Rodgers packs his bags and says, I want to leave. The New York Jets don't have a coach, and the New York Jets are going to have to start from scratch and suck for many more years because another Green Bay Packers experiment quarterback screwed them. This is JR of the JR Sport Brief on 92.1 The GOAT.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
From stocking up on stuffing cubes to distributing the last of the leftovers, Johnny's is your Thanksgiving feast headquarters. From brown and serve turkey breasts to thaw and serve pumpkin pies, Johnny's has it all in Chambersburg and Martinsburg.
Every family deserves the warmth and comfort of a beautiful Napoleon fireplace. Imagine flickering flames casting a soft glow as you curl up with a book, settle down with that someone special, or sip hot cocoa. Cozy up your home without burning through your savings. LT Rush Stone and Fireplace offers a selection of energy-efficient fireplaces that can help reduce your energy consumption, keeping money in your wallet, not spiraling up the chimney. Whether you prefer the traditional Napoleon wood burning, the clean convenience of a Napoleon pellet-fueled, or slick Napoleon gas options, you'll find the perfect fit for your home and family at LT Rush Stone and Fireplace. Visit the showroom on Buchanan Trail between Waynesboro and Greencastle to view more possibilities. Receive a free ton of pellets with any pellet stove purchase. Enjoy the perfect ambiance without breaking the bank. Cozy up your home with help from LT Rush Stone and Fireplace.
LT Rush Stone and Fireplace, making dreams come true.
Discover Premier Living in Martinsburg. Imagine waking up to a stunning western mountain view in a DRB Homes community rich with top-tier amenities for unparalleled comfort and elegance. Change your address to Martinsburg Station Townhomes. Low maintenance, quality crafted DRB homes in a stunning setting in the city's latest planned community, Martinsburg Station Townhomes. Stop searching. Start enjoying life in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Visit drbhomes.com and discover the legacy of DRB Homes.
Cold, wintry days are on their way. If you're looking for ways to lower your heating bills and make your home cozy this season, go to AES Hearth and Patio in Camp Hill and Newville to check out their large selection of stoves, inserts, and fireplaces from top quality brands like Heat and Glow, Quadrafire, Harmon, and Vermont Castings, offering start to finish solutions for
For all your alternative home heating needs, AES Hearth and Patio will work with you to determine the best fireplace, stove, or insert to keep your family warm. Then install and service the unit, making sure you're up and running year after year. Take advantage of their 0% financing options and savings on select units up to $2,000 with the biomass tax credit. With only the best brands like Heat and Glow, Quadrifire, Harmon, and Vermont Castings, come to your local showroom in Newville or Camp Hill and discover your options today. AES Hearth and Patio, creating warm memories through every season.
AES Hearth and Patio. Imagine comfort.
Need a trailer? Now through Black Friday, take advantage of the lowest prices of the year at Hammer Down Customs Holiday Sale. Financing options available. Hammer Down Customs, Buchanan Trail East, Waynesboro. Trailers, tags, titles. Hammer Down.
If your Christmas list includes power tools, grills, and other manly things, send your Santa to Knitter House Hardware, your gift headquarters for Steel and Milwaukee tools, Milwaukee heated gear, Napoleon and Traeger grills and accessories, Duke Cannon grooming products, along with truck and tractor toys for the kids. The friendly, knowledgeable staff can help you pick out the perfect gifts. Knitter House Hardware, Chambersburg's neighborhood hardware store just off Wayne Avenue. Shop early this year at Knitter House.
At Younger Motor Cars, you always know you're getting a good deal. Because when you buy from Younger Mitsubishi, you get double the factory warranty on every new Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Now 20 years, 200,000 miles. Double the miles, double the time. And with Younger Express purchase, you have access to a stress-free, convenient way to shop. Value your trade and finance online. Start shopping now at YoungerMitsubishi.com. Younger, the name you can trust.
Whether you're new to vaping, are thinking of starting, or already vaping, Vast Vapor will treat you right. Electronic cigarettes are not one size fits all. Vast Vapor works with you one-on-one to help you select the best items to be a true replacement to your smoking habit. With great products and expert advice, Vast Vapor is here for you. Ask about their 7-tier rewards program that actually allows you to get the products you want, and give them a like on Facebook. Vast Vapor has 3 locations: on Moggins Avenue next to Subway in Hagerstown, on the Point near Walmart, Waynesboro, and Gateway Avenue in Chambersburg. Vast Vapor is hiring additional team members for all 3 locations. Has vaping changed your life? Are you passionate about helping others understand the benefits of tobacco harm reduction? Are you reliable, energetic, and trustworthy? Are you an individual with a good sense of humor? Then Vast Vapor is the place for you. Join the Vast Vapor team and help customers make a positive lifestyle change. Vast Vapor, we're not blowing smoke.
Hey, I'm Andy with Coach's Corner. I have Nicole Garcia here. Nicole, you're a really good friend of the family. My daughter and your daughter are best friends.
Yes.
We see Nicole quite frequently. Your daughter also plays on my soccer team. So, yes, we're good friends, and they live right up the street. So I started the Coach's Corner, and I thought, I'm having personal trainers on. I should ask Nicole if she wants to come on. And here we are. Nicole's a personal trainer. She owns Energy Training, her personal business, her LLC. When did you establish the business and your training program? How long have you been doing it for?
So I would say right around 2020 or 2021, when COVID hit, I was let go from the fitness studio that I was working at, and then I went out on my own.
Okay, and your personal training, we talked a little bit before about the video started. You used to do a little more traveling when you did the training. Did that travel training start because of COVID?
Well, I also had a lot of clients that were in the Gaithersburg, Maryland area. And so, living in Hagerstown, I still love in person. I do a lot of virtual training now, but I also love to add in the aspect of one-on-one in person when I can. And so I tried to keep up with a couple select people who I go to train. I still go once a week to their home or to train them at the gym in person.
That's pretty cool. You mentioned virtual training. You have a pretty big social media presence. I know you do a lot of Facebook. I think, do you Snapchat? I think you have some.
I don't use Snapchat.
No, not Snapchat.
Just Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Instagram, I think. But no, I love your videos that you put up. You give tips, nutritional tips. You give exercise tips. It's all great. And posting your clients' accomplishments is really cool too. A lot of the other personal trainers that I've talked to as well are big on that as well. Do you think that's a key factor in being a personal trainer today, is the social media aspect of it?
I do think it's a big portion. It's a part where there's a lot of people that you can connect with. that aren't in your daily life. They're not in your circle necessarily, but they could see your post on Instagram, or they could see somebody sharing something on Facebook. I haven't had a huge influx of clients from social media only relationships. I will say most of my clients are referrals. So a lot of people who, they have worked with us, they've liked their results, they like, just everything that we do, and then they refer their friends or family to us. But social media is definitely a big part, right? For getting your name out there, for sharing accomplishments of clients, things like that. It's a really big deal for.
I feel like social media has a presence in everything today. And if you're not up to it, like up on it, and you're starting a business, you better learn fast, because it's only going to benefit you. So, you said you did some training. What was the place that when you said you got let go after COVID, when COVID hit?
Oh, it was a private fitness studio in Gaithersburg, Maryland, where I used to live.
Okay. Oh, okay. That you're from you used to live in Gaithersburg.
Yeah, we lived in the Germantown, Rockville area for a while.
Oh, gotcha. So how did you come about being a personal trainer and getting into fitness? I know we had talked a little bit about it when we were at soccer practice one night, I think. You said you used to run track, right?
Yes. So I was an athlete growing up. I did volleyball, basketball, and track all the way from 5th, 6th grade up until I graduated high school. And then I went to college on a track scholarship. And then I was injured multiple times, but I then really got into helping my friends in the gym. I always had loved weightlifting. And so I got into helping my friends in the gym, just teaching them how to use machines, how to properly use dumbbells. And then I kind of changed my major. I went toward that direction of personal training in school a little bit as well. But it took me a couple years to then get into the field full time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I know those sports that you mentioned aren't easy sports to participate in, and I feel like any sport you get into, you could really branch off into being a personal trainer or getting into like the fitness, I guess I would say fitness world.
Right.
Conditioning is a huge part of any sport, and fitness is basically constantly conditioning, like exercising, right? So, I feel like you fit right in with it. And from seeing social media, I feel like you do an excellent job. You're very personal.
Well, thank you.
No problem. And it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you're trying to tell me something. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's just your suggestion. You could do this. I'm here to help you. And that I feel like a lot of people like that. Nobody wants to be told what to do.
Yeah. I mean, I really come from a point where I'm really passionate. I've always loved working out, but I've also really loved the nutrition side. In 10th grade, was the first time in health class that I learned I shouldn't be having Oreos every day.
Yeah.
And so I grew up in a home where we had some of those processed foods. We had Little Debbie cakes in our pantry all the time. And so I kind of then in 10th grade started to even transition my family's food. Like my mom even remembers me telling her that, hey, we have to have a green vegetable with dinner now. And she was like, what? And so, I've just kind of loved it, and that passion kind of has just then transitioned to helping as many people as I can, and especially women. I really do focus with women a lot.
Would you say the nutritional aspect of your training programs are probably your favorite?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I really love both. The nutrition, I think, is one that we have to go really deep, because a lot of people have years, decades worth of baggage when it comes to nutrition. They learned, from years and years ago, a lot of different things that now in recent research and in different programs with nutrition, now it's, unlearning a lot of the stuff with calories and low fat. And I mean, there's a whole slew of things. But I really love the nutrition, because I think that's where a lot of the lasting body change and fat loss happens, because you could work out 7 days a week, and if your nutrition is not on point, you won't look like it.
Yeah, agreed. I just started I've probably been in it maybe 2.5 months now, maybe not quite 2.5, but the radio station approached me and offered for me to do, I don't know if you've ever heard of the company before in Waynesboro. They're called Elevation Healthcare.
No, I haven't heard of them.
And they're out of Waynesboro, and a couple of the other DJs here that work within the company have worked with them for their weight loss programs, and they approached me about it, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that's fine and everything. And I've gone through those diets before, and I'll lose like 10 pounds, 15 pounds, but then it kind of hits a plateau, and like it just stops.
Right.
And I haven't had the opportunity to figure out why it stops until I started the program with them. So like my point is here, dieting and watching what you eat and making sure you eat right is it's a big thing. It's almost a job. I mean,
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort
study.
at first.
Yeah, it does. And when I switched everything over, and I really dove into it because it's not just me doing it. I was approached and offered it, and these people are helping me. So any regular diet I would cheat, and here and there, but this one I'm pretty straightforward, and it's nice to have that support behind you. And I feel like you're really good with that as well with your clients. Like you're there for them. It's not easy to do that on your own at all.
Right. Yeah. And that's a big part of what, I have a 6-week macro tracking course that some people end up, choosing to go that direction as well with me. And it's really, a big part of it's the accountability. It's not that they couldn't look up a plan online. It's the coach who's there day in and day out to check and say, hey, how are you doing? And if they give those pain points, those struggles, we find solutions that work with their life and their lifestyle. Because, a busy mom of 3 who works a full-time job and has to figure out meal prepping and all of this stuff for her whole family is going to be different than a retired, person who maybe has more time. It's just, we all have different lives. And I think catering nutrition and customizing to the individual is extremely important.
Yeah, that's another discovery that I made. Just because I'm busy isn't an excuse to not do the right thing. Yeah. So,
right.
It's kind of changed my mindset, and
that's awesome.
It's kind of cool, and it's really interesting, and I'm really into it, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, I hope it sticks with me. We'll see. But
yes.
But even Casey's come along with me as well, and we're kind of all changing, and it's been really fun. But
having the support of your spouse is huge too, because I have a lot of clients who sometimes we are battling that their husband or wife, whichever it is, keeps bringing home foods that are off plan, or keeps pushing them to eat it, whatever it might look like. But sometimes spousal support is something that we take for granted if we have a spouse who's really behind us in our fitness and nutrition and health goals.
Yeah, I was guilty of that on other, like the diets me and Casey would attempt, and I would be the one to be like, well, we can have this just this night, or we can get ice cream this night, or we can do, well, we did it last night. Well, one more night won't hurt us. Like that was me.
Right.
But I'm trying to change that, and I think I've done well. So we'll see. But walk us through so for instance, say I'm going to give an example. So let's use the mom of 3 that works all day and has a busy life. Walk us through the process of how you would prep to help her in the exercise, the actual training aspect, and the nutritional aspect.
Right. Well, the first thing that I like to do is I like to hop on a phone call, because I want to talk to the individual and see, what is their schedule like? What is their work like? What's their current fitness, nutrition, lifestyle? What does that currently look like? And then what are their goals? We kind of have a conversation at first, just kind of seeing where they are, where they want to go, and how can we do that? If that means, 2 workouts a week, if that's virtual, if it's in person, we kind of just chat through what they think they can do. And I know a lot of us, like you mentioned earlier, we think, oh, I'm too busy for that. But the reality is, if you get cancer, you're busy, but you still have to go do all of your treatments. Right now, we have to find a way in our current life and in our current busy to still make our health a priority. And that looks different for every person. So this mom of 3 might be able to work out 2 days a week. Ideally, I would love people working out, strength training 3 to 4 days a week. But if 2 is what she's got, and we can get her walking and active on other days, that's fantastic. And then for nutrition, with personal training, I do give basic nutrition advice. I talk about meal prepping. I talk about protein and fiber focus and how to read food labels, stuff like that. But if you need a deeper dive, that's where then I would do the 6-week macro tracking round. That's also very built for busy women and busy men to just fit into their life and add a few nutrition strategies that can make a big difference.
That's pretty cool. So have you ever had clients approach you that just want to do the exercise part and aren't worried too much about the nutrition, and vice versa?
Yes.
Yeah.
And often if someone approaches me, they're like, I just want workouts. I have my nutrition under wrap. Like, that's good. Often we end up discussing things and I'm like, that nutrition's not quite as good as you think. Maybe I wouldn't say those words per se, but just we might talk about, here's some little swaps we can make in your day, or here's a way we could have made that meal even better. So even if someone does just want one, I often do encourage, not toward the other per se, as far as like choosing which program, but really encourage them to make sure that we have both aligned together, so that we really can get the best results for fat loss, muscle gain, energy levels, all of those different things.
That's really cool. Yeah. So if anybody wants to find you, Facebook, Instagram, is energy, NRG, the letters, but energy training on Facebook. Is it the same on Instagram?
On Instagram, it's energy.training.
Okay, so there's a dot. Okay.
Yes.
So if you want to find Nicole Garcia for a personal trainer and nutritionist, you can check out Energy Training on Facebook and energy.training on Instagram. Thanks for hanging out today. It's been really fun. I'll probably see you tonight on walking around the neighborhood and trick or treat.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me on, Eddie.
Of course.
Join Middletown Valley Bank's Toy Donation Drive this holiday season. Donate new toys at any Middletown Valley Bank branch to enter for a chance to win a Warehouse Cinemas Golden Ticket for 2. This is a pass to the ultimate movie marathon, including movie tickets for a year. New toys will be accepted from now until November 30th. No purchase necessary. See any MVB branch for details. Middletown Valley Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Britt and Court from Black & Blush Boutique. Have you heard of Pink Friday? It's a nationwide event held on November 22nd, encouraging customers to shop small business first this holiday season. We will be open from 9 to 7. Loyalty bag holders get 25% off all day with doorbusters starting at 9. Check out our Facebook page or Instagram for more details about the event. Black & Blush Boutique. Trendy, modern, made for you.
Need a trailer? Now through Black Friday, take advantage of the lowest prices of the year at Hammer Down Customs Holiday Sale. Financing options available. Hammer Down Customs, Buchanan Trail East, Waynesboro. Trailers, tags, titles. Hammer Down.
Meritus Medical Center has been earning straight A's. Hi, this is Carrie Adams, Meritus Chief Operating Officer. I am proud to announce that Meritus Medical Center has earned its 4th straight A and Leapfrog Safety Grade. Only 30% of hospitals across the country received an A. Our team members are the ones responsible. So join me in thanking them for all they do to keep our patients safe, and thank you for choosing Meritus Medical Center.
Join us Saturday, November 23rd for the 39th Annual Greencastle Christmas Parade, presented by Verstandig Media and Antrim Way Honda. Get into the holiday spirit and help welcome Santa Claus to town. The Christmas Parade starts at 9:21 a.m. Be sure you're curbside to watch for Santa and all his jolly helpers. The 39th Annual Greencastle Christmas Parade, brought to you by Kevin's Cards, Buchanan Trail Tire and Auto, Chris's Plumbing, and Century Inc.
As the year draws to a close, CWP wants to thank our customers, community, and staff for a remarkable year. To our loyal customers, your trust keeps us rolling every day. To our exceptional staff, your teamwork is the driving force behind our achievements. To our community, including our customers, staff, and family, we wish you all the best. May the coming year be filled with success, happiness, and shared moments. From all of us here at CWP, happy Thanksgiving.
We're speaking with Josh Dahl, certified nurse practitioner and owner of Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown.
We are a full-service men's clinic that take care of pretty much any issue that a man may have related to erectile issues, low testosterone, weight gain and or loss, and just trying to be as optimal as they can throughout their life. And we can certainly provide those services and give the guys the edge to still be active and live that full, healthy lifestyle and continue to do the things that they like to do.
At what age do you say, well, you could seek help with Virtus Men's Health?
I would say the majority of the clients we're going to service are probably going to be between the age of 35 and 70.
Josh Dahl, certified nurse practitioner and owner, Virtus Men's Health, Morgans Avenue in Hagerstown. Online, virtusmenshealth.com. Josh, what do you say to the guy who might find these topics embarrassing?
We're happy to be able to talk to you about that and really give you a detailed explanation and be that person that can relate to your problems and really help move you forward in a good, positive direction.
Every family deserves the warmth and comfort of a beautiful Napoleon fireplace. Imagine flickering flames casting a soft glow as you curl up with a book, settle down with that someone special, or sip hot cocoa. Cozy up your home without burning through your savings. LT Rush Stone and Fireplace offers a selection of energy-efficient fireplaces that can help reduce your energy consumption, keeping money in your wallet, not spiraling up the chimney. Whether you prefer the traditional Napoleon wood burning, the clean convenience of a Napoleon pellet-fueled, or slick Napoleon gas options, you'll find the perfect fit for your home and family at LT Rush Stone and Fireplace. Visit the showroom on Buchanan Trail between Waynesboro and Greencastle to view more possibilities. Receive a free ton of pellets with any pellet stove purchase. Enjoy the perfect ambiance without breaking the bank. Cozy up your home with help from LT Rush Stone and Fireplace.
LT Rush Stone and Fireplace, making dreams come true.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State.
Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Tri-State. I'm Tiny, and we are joined by Louis Scarantino. Louis, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Louis is a motivational speaker and autism advocate. He's online at louisscarantino.com. Now, let me spell that so we can get everyone there. It's LOUISSCARANTINO, louisscarantino.com. The overarching topic today is navigating autism spectrum disorder. Now, Louis, take us through your story and how you got to your area of expertise.
Well, I grew up on the autism spectrum, and I had many different struggles, from nonverbal to school struggles, and I struggled. I struggled in college as well, but I overcame all that by graduating college cum laude. And I followed my dream of meeting Shania Twain on stage back in 2013, and I worked many jobs, and I traveled the world on speaking on the spectrum, and I overcame a lot of adversity by doing all that, and that's what led to advocating for parents, educators, children on the spectrum today.
What do you how has living with autism, Louis, shaped your view of the world and fueled your passion for autism advocacy?
It shapes my view by making sure that knowing that everybody with autism, not everybody with autism is the same. Like, everybody is different, and I overcame adversity by going to school and having great parents on the spectrum, and making sure that I have everything I need, and having a good support system in place, and making sure that I listen to those supports, and helping other people, when they need it as well.
Louis, did you say that your parents are also on the autism spectrum? Did you?
They are not, but they work in the mental health field, and that's how they give me everything I need. Yes,
I understand. Now, what misconceptions about autism do you most commonly deal with?
That vaccines cause autism. That people with autism, aren't able to understand what other people with autism are saying, even if they're nonverbal. People with autism, can't work jobs. People with autism are dumb. People with autism can't make sure can't go to school and succeed, and that people with autism can't go to school and have a great life.
So, when you say you overcame adversity by attending college, does that mean that just going to college helped you overcome adversity, or there were challenges or that you thought were going to preclude you or keep you from being able to attend college? Because what I want to drill down on is, what is it that you did that got you to the point where you said, you know what, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to make this work?
Well, there were many challenges I had in college. I did struggle with the coursework at first. But then I got the tutoring and the help from my parents, and the help from my peers. and I know, and no, and that will, and that's, and my counselors as well, and that's what made me get all A's and B's, and made sure I had everything I need, to succeed in college, and despite having a tough high school career, but like overcoming with a tough special education teacher and principal and all that. That taught me I was going to really succeed in college, and by listening to everybody, whether it was my peers, my staff, my parents, and I was going to have all the keys in place to make sure college worked.
We're talking with Louis Scarantino. He is a motivational speaker and autism advocate online, louisscarantino.com. Louis travels all over, and we're so glad that he's carved out some time to join us today on Let's Talk Tri-State. Louis, if I may ask you, because autism is, and I am not well-versed, which is obviously why we would have someone such as yourself and anyone. So if I needed, for instance, if we had a segment about plumbing, I'm not a plumber, so we would have someone who's a plumber come in and they could explain that. But so when it comes to autism, we always hear autism spectrum, meaning that it runs the gamut of many different things. Where on the spectrum did you fall? What would talking to someone like me who may not know, I've heard of Asperger's and Down syndrome, things of that nature, but where are you on that? What are your challenges based on your autism diagnosis, or where you're on the spectrum?
I would say Asperger's syndrome. Although my doctors don't really diagnose me with that, but that's where I would say I'm at on the spectrum. The challenges I face are like cleaning my apartment, cooking sometimes, sometimes with other behavior problems, like struggling with my weight and struggling to communicate with peers. But like I said, I could talk very well as I'm talking to you right now. I could drive a car. I could go to work. I could, if I wanted to go back to college, I would succeed in college. But those were some of the challenges and successes I've had on the having Asperger's syndrome.
Do you find, Louis, that you are kind of like a sponge, because one thing I think that we hear is, or those on the spectrum with autism, is that even if they cannot communicate as we would otherwise be communicating, you're taking in almost everything that is going on, to the point where, because like I have the ability, thankfully most times, where if a lot's going on around me, I can push that out and I can push that away and I can kind of zone in. For you, though, it's both a blessing and a curse, though, from what I understand. Well, maybe not for you, but for a lot of folks on the autism spectrum, is that they have a difficult time really honing in on one particular thing or the task at hand, because everything is stimulating them and they're taking everything in. Is that where you fall as well?
Yes.
And how do you deal with that? How is it something that you just kind of like, okay, this is just how it's going to be, and I'm just going to push forward? Or do you have a mechanism that you use to be able to focus?
Well, I do have, I do listen to, I do, what I do is, if there's something a challenge that I'm facing, I call I call my mother, or I call my behavior specialist, and we talk about the specific plan we're going to do to solve that particular problem. And if that doesn't work, we try the next strategy. Excuse me, allergies today.
I got you.
We try to find a plan, until something works.
Let's talk to the parents, Louis, because what would you say to parents who are just now coming to a time with their child that their child is starting to exhibit some of the something along the spectrum? Let's say, for instance, some Asperger's. Things are beginning to manifest themselves, and the parent perhaps is in denial, or they're struggling. They've, quote unquote, we've reached our wits' end. What would you say to parents so that they are less likely to be inclined to give up?
Well, I would say if they are in denial, I would recommend still getting their child a diagnosis right away, because early intervention is key. to the child succeeding on the autism spectrum. Because once early intervention takes place, it's more likely for a child to succeed when they get older, like myself. And no matter what challenges their child faces, like my mom didn't give up on me, I would recommend their child don't give up on them because make sure they stay motivated, stay focused, get them all the help, the support they needed. Like I got all the help and support that I needed, because all that's going to be key to making sure their child succeeds.
We're talking with Louis Garantino, online louisgarantino.com, motivational speaker, autism advocate. Louis, in the final few moments that we have here, you've traveled all over, and you still are traveling all over, and you're advocating on behalf of anyone on the autism spectrum. What would you say is the most rewarding part of all of your travels, all of your advocating, all of your motivational speaking when it comes to the autism spectrum?
Well, like you said, that I get to travel and see many different places and inspire people all around the United States and the globe. It gets me. It's a privilege that I get to do this because like my father, I love to travel. And I love inspiring people. I love telling my story, and just that itself is just a privilege in itself. I don't know if there's really anything to add to that. But if I start, but I'm not a full-time advocate yet. But I'm working on becoming a full-time advocate. And if I make like money, like all that money off of it, that's going to be a privilege, but it's not all about the money. It's about it's making sure that everybody's inspired, there's always hope, and that everybody who might have autism, it's advocated for, and everybody can hear a great story like mine, and it's a privilege just to do that.
Louis, how old are you, if I may ask?
Yes, I'm 33.
Good for you. Good for you. And so when you went to college, was it the typical timeline? You graduated high school at 17, 18, and then went right to college, or was it something that happened a bit later in life?
No. I graduated high school at 17. I was younger than all the kids in my class. Most of the kids were 18, but they went in my class. And then I went to college right after that.
Very good. Very good. Well, Louis, thank you so much for joining us on Let's Talk Tri-State. Please keep us updated with everything that you're doing. And if you would like to get updated with everything Louis is doing, you can find him online at louisgarantino.com. I'm going to spell that one more time. It's LOUISSCARANTINO.com. Louis is a motivational speaker, autism advocate. And Louis, I hope and pray that you continue with much success. And I hope before long you are speaking to stadiums full of people and sharing your story with them, because you're just a ray of sunshine, my friend, and I wish you all the best.
It was an honor to be here. Thanks for having me.
WIKG, Mercersburg, Chambersburg, Greencastle, 92.1 The Goat, the Tri-State's home for sports and news. Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State.
This is a story I am very excited to report.
So you mean this story's not the same old sheet?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right before the busiest travel time of the year, Sheetz announced a 40-cent per gallon discount yesterday and will continue through Saturday the 30th, according to a Sheetz news release. That discount is only available at Sheetz stores that offer unleaded 88. In Maryland, that offer may vary because of local pricing laws and release states. Customers can see if their local Sheetz sells 88 by using the Sheetz app or by checking the store's website. Anytime I see anything about a discount on gas, I'm totally on board. But do you remember 4th of July last year?
Yes.
When Sheetz dropped it to $1.77. Was it? Yeah, it was $1.70.
$17.76.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh.
And the lines were ridiculous.
I remember I posted that on because I went there that morning and I took a picture of the sign out front, the marquee, and by the end of the day there were over 250,000 shares.
I remember
on that picture alone. And yeah, the lines quickly filled up. Now, luckily, I'm up really early, so knowing that this was happening, I just went over there, darted, and got what I needed to get.
Yeah, and thanks to your post that got 250,000 shares,
Yeah.
guess what happened by the time I got there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
I'm sorry
so,
about that.
yeah, thanks a lot. I take it personally.
Now, bear in mind, too, that this is unleaded 88. So the 87 is the standard one that we
I'm sorry,
use.
did I not
no,
say
you said
it?
88.
Okay,
I just want to make very clear on something. I believe, I don't know this for sure, that the unleaded 88, while it's cheaper, obviously, and they're doing this, and it's very nice of them to do that, I believe that tends to burn quicker than 87. So you just have to kind of decide, weigh your options. And then I know that there's only cars after a certain year can handle unleaded 88.
Mhm.
I don't know what that year is, but just keep all that in mind when you're, and I think they notate it on the pump. If it's unleaded 88, I think it says only on cars after 2018 or whatever it is. Yeah.
I did not. I never noticed that.
Well, who reads the pumps?
I just know to hit the one on the left and then go.
Look for 87 and hit that. You used to have a problem with that. It's like, numbers just are not my thing. 87,
Whoever's
fine.
on the left, and then off I go.
So once again, talking about some of the great places that are doing a Thanksgiving meal for free or little to no cost. The Great Hagerstown Thanksgiving Feast is happening on Thanksgiving. Starts at 11:30 in the morning. The Hope Center at Hagerstown Rescue Mission, Trinity Center, 125 North Prospect Street. I'll get it out there one time in Hagerstown. This is presented by the Hope Center. It is for everyone, absolutely free. It's a buffet with all your traditional favorites: turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, sweet potatoes, succotash. Oh, I love succotash. Sauerkraut. Didn't think about that one. Cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. For more info, 301-739-1165 or email info@hopecenterhagerstown.org. Again, that is Thanksgiving starting at 11:30. It's buffet style. And I believe, because I did a little research on that one is very well attended. Like, a lot of people, which is great.
I mean,
they can do it.
Listen to the menu.
Yeah, right?
That's a sauerkraut. Wow, I haven't thought about sauerkraut in quite a bit of time.
I remember correctly, my dad would always have sauerkraut on Thanksgiving too.
That's a New Year's Day thing, isn't it? Or New Year's Eve thing.
So yes, it is New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, but he would also have it on. We would occasionally throughout the year have sauerkraut and mashed potatoes.
The smell of it it's hard for me.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to deal with, but it is good. Speaking of good, hey, what's going on with sports, Andy?
It finally happened last night. The Cleveland Cavaliers are no longer unbeaten. They lost to the Boston Celtics last night in a close one, 120-117. Jason Tatum went off last night in scoring with 33 points and 12 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell led the scoring for the Cavs with 35 points. The Brooklyn Nets also beat the Hornets last night, 116-115 in a close battle. Johnson led the scoring for Brooklyn with 34 points, while Miller led the scoring for the Charlotte Hornets with 29 points. The Denver Nuggets also got a win over the Memphis Grizzlies, 122-110. Jamal Murray led the scoring for the Nuggets with 27 points. And Aldama had 28 points and 11 rebounds for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Dallas Mavericks got a statement win over the New Orleans Pelicans, 132-91 last night. Luka Doncic had 26 points.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
The Jets have fired their general manager, Joe Duncan.
Live from the Rich Eisen Show studio in Los Angeles.
I feel like that Seinfeld episode where I am without speech. I have no speech. Who fires a general manager in between weeks 11 and 12? Like fans are going to be happy to see that head on?